Let's do a quick refresher on implicit differentiation. Suppose you have the equation x squared plus y squared equals 1. You might recognize that as the equation of a circle. And let's say we want to find dy dx, which is the same as y prime, which is the slope. So say we want to find the slope of a point on this circle. Well, there's a bit of a problem here, and that's that y isn't solved for x. You notice it's y squared, so that's a bit tricky to solve it. So what we can do is treat y as a function of x, like that. And then we can use implicit differentiation. So we differentiate both sides with respect to x. So that's the left side, and then we take dx of the right side. And now the first term is easy because we're differentiating with respect to x, and the variable is x. So we just do the normal derivative, and we get 2x. But the second term is a bit trickier. So remember, we're going to treat it as y of x. And here it's squared, see? So we can use the chain rule. First we differentiate the outside. So we bring that exponent down, and we get 2y. We could even say 2 times y of x. But then we have to differentiate the inside, and that's y prime of x. So that's just the normal chain rule. Differentiate the outside, multiply that by the derivative of the inside. All right. So that means we have 2x plus 2y, y prime. And then on the right-hand side, the constant goes away. And now we just solve for y prime. So we say 2y, y prime equals negative 2x. And then y prime equals negative x over y. So now we can find the slope of any point on that circle just by plugging in the x and y coordinates. All right, I hope that helps. I'll see you for the next one.